see and hear in the next 30 minutes is completely unique in the airline industry. And only one airline could have produced it. Your airline.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. It's a feeling that you own the air. It's a straight to order medium rare. It's an on-time arrival, day or night. It's the jet you get on every flight. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. It's San Francisco and LA, London, Athens, every day.
Nobody else flies the USA, and as far as Hong Kong and Bombay, nobody does it like TWA. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. It's fast reservations. It's instant check-in. It's all the vacation spots that beckon.
It's the Hudson, Tiber,
And the Nile.
It's a pilot's skill.
And the hostess's smile. It's Trans World Airlines' unique style. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. It's baggage that beats you off your jet. It's the finest service you can get. It's an easier trip from the moment you call on the one big airline that does it all. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
TWA presents Gear Up for 67. The job for tomorrow and the plan to get the job done. The plan to make Trans World Airlines the most successful, the most talked about airline in the world. Here's TWA's Vice President for Marketing to tell you about it.
Welcome. I'm Tom McFadden. Maybe you haven't thought much about it, but this airline we work for is pretty special. For instance, one asset we tend to take for granted is the one that is totally unique among all airlines, our magnificent routes. Throughout the United States, touching all the most important cities as we go, across the Atlantic to the best and most glamorous cities in Europe, down to Africa, east to Asia, and now all the way to Hong Kong, with the prospect of a route across the Pacific to make us a truly worldwide carrier, looking better all the time. No other airline in the world has a system to match this one. And it becomes even more important when one considers the future for air travel, a future that in large part has already been planned. We've geared up for 67 with jets, and more jets. Early in the year, TWA will be the first and only major airline in the U.S. to go all jet, a real mark of leadership. We'll start the year with 146 aircraft and finish with 173, every one of them a pure jet. The other airlines will still be operating some propeller-driven aircraft in 1967. We're gearing up for 67, sure, But we're thinking years beyond that. And we're thinking big. This big. No, it's not Section 38 at Yankee Stadium. It's a jet, the biggest, most powerful jet ever built, the Boeing 747. It will cruise at 605 miles per hour, have a range of up to 6,000 miles, and it will seat up to 490 passengers. But TWA will provide for less passengers and more comfort. This jumbo jet is being built for us. TWA has ordered an even dozen of these giants for delivery in 1970. The bill, $243 million, and that's just the beginning. Early in the 1970s, TWA will be flying the Concorde, the first of the supersonic transports. And not long after that, well, would you believe New York to London in 3 hours? Rome in 3.5 hours? Bombay in 6 hours? It will happen by 1975. It will happen on this ship, or one like it. The first U.S.-built supersonic jet for commercial use. Speed, over 1,800 miles per hour. And who will be the first to fly it? Who else? It all adds up to a tremendous investment in the future. But it's the soundest investment we can make. The market for air travel is not just expanding, it's exploding. More people are going more places than ever before and spending more money to do it. An estimated $6 billion worth in 1967. They're shipping more things to more places. Air Cargo will rack up $748 million in the U.S. and on the North Atlantic alone. We want some of that money. No, we want a lot of that money. We want $930 million worth. $825 million from passenger revenue, $105 million from cargo. That's our target for 1967. And we have the marketing plan to make it happen. As a matter of fact, we have 2 marketing plans. One for use in the U.S., the other for the exclusive use of our overseas districts. Both are complete, imaginative plans designed to pinpoint our best sources of revenue. Both are loaded with aggressive new ideas to get that revenue. Now, if I told you about every new idea for the coming year, we'd be here all day. So let me give you just a preview. The business traveler, who accounts for 60% of our dollars domestically and 32% internationally, will be the object of the most concentrated, intensive selling program we've ever had. A revolutionary feature of this program is our account marketing analysis system. In 1967, we'll know exactly who the key business accounts are, where they travel, how often, and how much they'll spend doing it. You'll get the information that best applies to your own selling area, and you'll get it instantly. During the last year, in a test study, we put on special telephone sales agents in Chicago, San Francisco, Washington, and St. Louis. Calls were made to non-key accounts that were not previously contacted, but were being called on only infrequently. Today, many of those companies are steady TWA customers. Some of them are now key accounts. So next year, we'll use the same technique in 7 more markets, including London. Our convention sales program will be stepped up too. We'll send the field a list of over 400,000 names of prospective convention delegates in 1967. Our convention calendar will list approximately 5,000 meetings for the year, plus conventions scheduled for the next 5 years. And special seminars for convention sales representatives will be held throughout the year of 1967. In the area of vacation and personal trips, we'll have a brand new program to sell family travel on TWA. It includes the first booklet written specifically for family vacations. Family day scenic flights at special low fares. Family travel mailings to all TWA credit card holders. And new quick-way type family fare tables. For the vacationer going abroad, we have developed an overseas car purchase and rental program. A unique program selling TWA to travelers attending theater and music festivals. and a long-haul revenue effort supported by new tour packages promoting the vacation wonders of East Africa, Hong Kong, and Bangkok. And for every traveler, we've got this card. TWA Worldwide Jet Credit, the only airline plan in the whole world that's good for the whole world, and we'll be promoting it more than ever in 1967. Now let's turn to something very special, the youth market. Today, almost half the population of the U.S. is under 25 years of age. It's a swinging, go-getting generation. But when we look at these youngsters, we see something different. We see the leaders of the future, the men and women who will shape tomorrow's world. And we see an air travel market, an enormous, dynamic market just about ready to bust out and go places. Here's a potential any airline would be crazy to pass up. Our competition knows it, you can be sure. And they'll be after the youth market with everything they've got. But we'll be there ahead of them. We'll have a new lineup of student tours to Europe, Africa, and the Far East. We'll double the number of our on-campus representatives and provide them with a student travel promotion kit and, of course, 50/50 Club brochures. These are just a few of the new plans for more passenger revenue in 1967. But what about the air freight story? Well, it's going to be a big story in 1967. For the first time in our history, we expect to go over the 100 million mark in cargo revenue. How? By gearing up with new ideas in cargo handling that will pay off in a total revenue figure of $105 million. In 1967, there'll be an air freight distribution engineer in each area and regional office. He'll be a specialist with only one assignment: get new revenue by selling the economic benefits of air freight, and specifically TWA, to management decision makers, both present users and those all-important prospects. We now have a worldwide network of cargo terminals with the last word in freight handling equipment, and we're still growing. Our cargo facilities in London and Frankfurt, for example, are now being improved and expanded. We're adding 4 new cargo jets to the system, introducing jet speed and economy to several major markets for the first time. And 1967 will be the year of the QC 727, that remarkable jet that can carry a full load of passengers by day and a full load of cargo at night. The QC will give our air freight operation both a lift capacity and a flexibility we've never had before. We're expanding our market air activity in the U.S. and are introducing that valuable selling aid overseas to help Europeans do business in the United States. Our domestic cargo shippers will be offered the benefits of a new industry container program. The use of shipper-owned or leased containers in 4 standard sizes will earn rate reductions of 5% to 20% off normal line haul tariffs. TWA will benefit from reduced ground handling costs and increased use of cargo space on domestic cargo jets. Special incentives will help us sell air shipment of high-density cargo and again result in increased utilization of the payload limit on our cargo jets. And we're going all out with the post office to get nearly $29 million in mail for the year. From Air Express, we'll be shooting for $6 million, and we can do it. There's more in these plans, a lot more. And it's all here for one purpose only: to give all of us the tools to make a great airline even greater. To help us say, welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines, and make that world a better one for every customer.
Okay, who are your customers? Well, they come in all shapes, sizes, colors, budgets, and temperaments. Some fly a lot. Some have never been off the ground. Some fly to meet the boss. Some fly to meet the new granddaughter. Some want to be fussed over. Some want to be left alone. In short, your customer is everybody. So our advertising theme must be big enough to take in the whole air travel market. It is. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. Let's see how it works. TWA goes all jet, the first and only airline in the U.S. to give you a jet again and again and again and again. 2 pages, 4 colors, 1 powerful reason to fly TWA. Our advertising must also have a point of difference, and that difference is people, the people of TWA. The world of Trans World Airlines is a friendly world. Come on over to our place. We've been expecting you. It's an efficient world. This girl has just traveled 3,000 miles, served 28 dinners, warmed up 3 formulas, and answered 148 questions. It's a world of good service and good food. Steaks broiled to order, 1 flight up. To some, it's a new world, a new experience, and so a new kind of television commercial.
I bet you've done a lot of flying.
Well, now, don't you tell anybody, but this is my very first trip on an airplane.
You're gonna like it a lot.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
To others, it's the man up front who counts most. Here's our man up front on 20 seconds of prime TV time.
This is our man in Paris, Los Angeles, Rome, Detroit, Hong Kong. There's no one else like him but another TWA pilot. They fly the world.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
But even the smoothest flight needs the personal touch, like this.
Goodbye now.
This girl just traveled 2,400 miles, served 36 dinners, warmed 3 formulas, answered 58 questions, and enjoyed it.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
Now let's take a closer look at the market and consider the businessman, the guy who flies a lot and covers a lot of territory, across the country, over to Europe, and on to points east. He's one of a new breed of travelers who doesn't mind paying a first-class fare to close a first-class deal. This man, ladies and gentlemen, is our bread and butter. What is the business traveler looking for when he buys an airline ticket? No waiting to check in? A dry martini? A good meal? Room to work on the jet? Fast baggage delivery? They're all important. But we can't get him with us unless we go where he wants to go, when he wants to go. These newspaper ads don't take up much space because they don't have to. But they tell a big story. Where we go, when, and what time we get there. Like a little timetable to every major business center in every major newspaper. In short, facts the businessman wants to know. If he won't settle for less than a jet every trip, we fill the bill with this ad. And there are more big space newspaper messages in our top markets across the country. Our radio campaign features spots that really make sense, like this one.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
Going to California? Every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. A TWA jet takes off nonstop for California. On the menu in Royal Ambassador, you have a choice of 4 superb dinner entrees. And only TWA cooks them to order right on the jet. An example of the kind of service that makes flying shortest hours even shorter.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
For reservations to Los Angeles or San Francisco, call your travel agent or TWA at Oxford 5 6000.
If his wife wants to go along, we know a girl who'd like to meet her. If he's calling on Europe, and hundreds of thousands like him will be in 1967, this spread in his favorite weekly magazine talks his language. Now from the man who's particular about airlines to somebody who couldn't care less. The time next summer. Susan, and her brother and her mother and her father are going on a vacation to California. And they're going with us because this vacation spectacular in life sold them. Why get your vacation kicks from somebody else's postcards? Head west with us. It happened to this family, too. They went the other way, to New York and the East, because we told them how easy it was. We're telling everyone about the best of Europe, too. For instance, for the price of 2 weeks at the same old beach, you can go a little farther. Or maybe it was this television spot.
TWA is for people who like Paris. The look of Paris. The lilt of Paris.
Ce n'est pas qu'il fasse froid.
The life of Paris. TWA is also for people who like London, Rome, Madrid, Lisbon, Milan, Geneva, Zurich, Frankfurt, Athens. Only TWA flies direct to all of them.
Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines.
Yes, the vacationers will be roaming the world next year, millions of them. And wherever their dreams take them, East Coast, West Coast, all around the U.S., the best of Europe, the faraway wonders of Africa, Asia, across the world to Hong Kong, we'll be there because we go there and no other airline does. Newspaper advertising will spread the word too about vacations near and vacations far. And TWA never underestimates the power of a woman with a vacation on her mind. Thus, the nation's best-read women's magazines hold this warning. Don't let another spring go by without Europe. The Negro traveler will receive a warm welcome from TWA in 1967, as will the serviceman, the college student, our interline partners, and the best friend an airline ever had, the travel agent. Whenever the customer has a travel question, we give him some good advice. Ask Mr. Information, your travel agent. And in the travel trade publications, a new way to promote our full line of tours, plus spectaculars to support our special promotions. But people aren't the only fast-moving items these days. In the air cargo business, anything goes. And we're going after the lion's share of the air freight business in 1967, telling every shipper, forwarder, and cargo agent the profitable TWA story, and telling it in a dramatically new way. For instance, these two-page spreads in the magazine's top management lives by. The world's on a buying binge. Sell it with TWA Market Air. Winner of the North Atlantic run. We'll pay special attention to commodity markets with ads like this one to the textile industry. What do we expect to get from the air cargo market in 1967? $100 million. Because the world of Trans World Airlines stretches far beyond our shores, so does our welcome to the customer. Here's what it looks like over there. In French, German, and Italian. A complete marketing and advertising program has been developed for us overseas. Like the U.S. plan, it covers every single piece of the air travel market. The business traveler, the vacation traveler, the personal traveler, every traveler. That's TWA for you, the truly international airline, with a truly international program for progress.
So you see, your airline is unique among all airlines. No one can match our routes. No major competitor will beat us to the punch with an all-jet fleet. No one has developed a marketing program with more impact. And no one has put more forward thinking into the future of air travel. Why have we done it all? Well, here's one reason. To get a phone call from an interested traveler, or a visit to one of our ticket offices. In other words, to make contact with the customer. And that's where you come in. What happens when the phone rings? How do you answer it? Maybe it's getting late and you're getting tired and you sound like it. And maybe you'll make a sale that way. Just maybe. Or you can treat the customer as a friend of yours. Give him all the information he needs. Answer the same question twice if you have to. In other words, let him know you're glad he called. You will make a sale that way. I know you made plenty of sales this year. The first half of 1966 looked like the beginning of the best year in our history. We were way over quota and breaking all records. Then came the unfortunate strike and a temporary setback. But we've been coming on strong ever since. Thanks to you, we're in great shape to start off big in 1967. That's when we'll be saying to every customer and every prospect, welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines. Better ask yourself, how do I say welcome? Remember, the customer can't shake hands with a magazine ad or a TV commercial. You are his personal contact with TWA. To him, you are TWA.
Tom, I couldn't agree more. You can take all our routes, all our jets, all our service programs for the years to come, our new marketing plan for advertising support, and without people, we haven't got a chance. Jets alone don't make an airline go, but you do. You, the people of TWA. You are the most important factor in our plans for the future. If you want this airline to be the best in the business, it can be. And if you don't, it won't. It's just that simple. And it's true no matter what your job is. Hostess, baggage handler, captain, reservation agents, chef, cleaner, outside salesman, mechanic, it makes no difference. Everybody in the system counts. The people behind the scenes contribute just as much to our success as those who face the public every day. Welcome to the world of Trans World Airlines has to be more than an advertising theme. It has to mean something personal, something special to each of us, and particularly to all our customers. We have to be customer-oriented. When we say welcome, let's really mean it. I know you've got the best product to sell. I know you're the right people to sell it. Let's resolve right now to keep it that way, to come through with the extra effort that can make Trans World Airlines not just a great airline, but the greatest. And let's do it with a smile.
It's baggage that beats you off your jet. It's the finest service you can get.